Hello guys, so today we're doing at the box office. And today is another very weak weekend. That's probably why the Eternals didn't really drop that much. Because it is a very weak weekend. I know people will say, but what about Clifford the Big Red Dog? Again, that movie was not going to wear up the box office. It's a movie that no one asked for, a movie that nobody wanted, a movie that no one cares about. I don't know the budget for the movie, but it's probably pretty big. Big to put that gigantic CGI dog in the movie. So the movie has a $64 million budget, and they don't have international box office for this movie, of course. They don't. Or they haven't updated it. But it's a movie that no one asked for, and no one's gonna watch, basically. So the first movie is The Eternals, which does not have its international numbers up. But of course, on Box Office Mojo, they do, which is at 281. Whereas, of course, Odin's gonna say this movie is a flop. I do not understand why this movie's having good ratings. This is going against all of these. This is just going against all odds. Okay? I said at the beginning this movie's gonna flop, but this movie's at $281 million made. So it is currently at $120 million loss at this current moment. Okay? $120 million loss for this movie. And could the Eternals make it up? Again, Ghostbusters is coming out, which is going to steal money away. Clifford was not really going to steal money away from the Eternals, because no one gives a shit about Clifford the Big Red Dog. But this movie's doing better than I expected on our second week. Okay, we compare it to Black Widow and saying, see, this movie is in the middle. It's actually overperforming Black Widow. Now, actually, it's underperforming Black Widow by a couple months. Okay. Oh, the Eternals is the red one. I thought the Eternals was the blue one, but the Eternals is still underperforming Black Widow by. It is now overperforming worldwide by at least 14 million. Okay. But the Eternals has gained 1.2 million on Black Widow, another 1.2 million on Thursday, and another 500,000 on Sunday. Okay. And the other movie I have to keep comparing the Eternals is to F9 The Fast Saga. We're past F9 The Fast Saga. Well, the Eternals is also starting to gain on that movie too, which it is actually that surpassed F9. 9 The Fast Saga. But the problem is, the Eternals is not really opening in any other markets, so it has to rely on any box office rigs to make money. And that's going to be the big problem with this movie. It is going to have to rely on box office rigs to make money. Okay? It is going to have to rely on the rigs of the box office, and it always dropped 61%. It is nowhere near as big of a drop as the other movies we have been talking about, like, Space Seven New Legacy, but it's still a similar drop to Venom. Venom dropped like 61%, I think, at the box office. I think it even dropped harder than Venom. Venom dropped 65%, so it's basically dropping your average superhero movie drop off. Which puts it actually back up in the positive legs. So but it's still having pretty poor ratings compared to your average movie. Okay? Your average movie typically performs around the middle. Okay? But we'll really see in the next week how it does next week, because Ghostbusters is coming out next week, and that's gonna be the big competitor to the Eternals. Okay? I think that's really the thing, is no competition. This movie has no competition right now. Yes, Dune is out, but Dune has been out for 4 weeks. No Time to Die has been out for 6 weeks. Venom, 7 weeks. But now I'll talk about Dune. Don't think they have updated Dune. It's at 339. I'll see on Box Office Mojo if they have Dune. It's 351 on Box Office Mojo, so Dune is at 351 million worldwide. So could Dune pass 400 million worldwide? I think it's pretty likely. It could happen, but I think 370 million worldwide is pretty likely. And even then, this movie is probably going to gain a sequel. It has been confirmed. It even says here Dune Part 2 is getting a sequel. So Dune is having pretty good rigs once you get into the later weeks. But again, once Ghostbusters come out, once, Encanto comes out, and once Spider-Man comes out, I don't really think this movie's gonna pay. It might pass 100 million domestically. I think that is pretty likely at this point, which is pretty good for Dune, a no-name IP doing well at the box office. And Clifford, they don't have any international sales, so Clifford could flop. It could lose money for Paramount. Again, who asked for a Clifford movie? Nobody asked for a Clifford movie. No Time to Die is at 360.74 again. I'm gonna see box office both if they have a different number. But 700 million worldwide. Yep, No Time to Die is at 700 million worldwide. But the Phantom Menace will try to tell you and try to assist that this movie is a major box office bomb. It's having massive legs internationally. Yes, it is slowing down internationally. It'll probably end up around 730, 740 million worldwide. That's probably the end of No Time to Die's box office here. Next is Wong's Gone Wrong, which has gone wrong. It's a flop, but it is having good legs. 20 million domestically. It's having good legs despite not really doing too well. But it only probably really dropped because of Clifford. But the movie is still probably not gonna make money. It is probably not gonna make any money. I don't think it will. It's still a flop. Venom Let There Be Carnage, again, 440 million worldwide. Venom has abysmal legs at the box office. Even then it made money. Venom made money. Yeah, 441. But Venom is massively slowing down worldwide. The French Dispatch, which I'm surprised is doing much better than most people that I thought. Yeah, it has made $22 million worldwide. Pretty good. Probably not accurate. And yeah, movies like Antlers is not really doing too well. Last Night at Soho, which everybody was praising, is not doing well at all. Halloween Kills, not doing well at all. No one's watching it anymore. Halloween is gone. Last Night at Soho is basically one of the biggest losers of the year. Everyone was saying how great this movie was, how much of a masterpiece this movie was, and still, literally, no one wants to watch it. So there we go about the box office. So, The Eternals might not flop at all, which will be hilarious to see the Phantom Menace's reaction. They'll probably still try to spin it that the movie flopped, but I put out actual facts on this channel. The Phantom Menace does not. They're the same ones who say Shang-Chi is a flop. They're telling people. They're putting out videos, especially the quarterly, saying that Shang-Chi is a flop. It did not flop at all. It is literally impossible for Shang-Chi to flop. Okay, $150 million budget for Shang-Chi. $300 million needed to make worldwide. And it needs to make $300 million worldwide. Even the channel that they get the data from says Shang-Chi is not a flop. So, I don't know where the Phantom Menace is gained Shang-Chi is a flop from, but it is not a flop. Unlike Dear Evan Hansen, and unlike Last Night at Soho, and unlike The Last Duel, which all bombed at the box office all equally, I don't think The Last Duel flopped because of wokeness. I think that people just don't care about non-franchise films. And The Last Duel, those types of movies just don't do well at the box office anymore. Okay? Movies like 47 Ronin and The Last Duel just don't do well at the box office. But Hollywood will continue making movies like The Last Duel and 47 Ronin. So that's basically about this video. Goodbye.